Welcome to the Dog Jug. Roger and Ed, how's it going tonight?
Hey guys, what's going on? I'll go first. It's going fantastic. We had a great show last week. Ed ran the show. It was beautiful. Greatest show ever. But I gotta share this real quick. I know we got a big show. My son Jack took first place and won the blue ribbon for his rifle 4-H club at the county fair yesterday, and he scored a perfect 10 out of 10 with the judges, and we're going to be in Columbus at the state fair. He's been invited to be judged in Columbus to state fair with his project. So use my heart, Chooch, Jack Chooch, man.
Nice.
Just blows me away.
If that state fair happens during week one of the Browns, which one are you going to?
Well, I'd go to state fair for sure, but it's next weekend. It's my son, Andy, and it's 4-H, and it's the state fair.
Come on, you don't have a podcast about your son. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Now ask me if I would miss a World Series game or go to state fair with my son.
All right, that question.
Yeah, I'm going to the World Series, Jack.
Man, you really don't love your son.
Well, I think we all know where my answers would go, but I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. We have a big show. Browns training camp, Guardians with a big win, Columbus hosting the Major League Soccer All-Star, which I didn't pay attention to. I love Columbus, but sorry, it is soccer. But we are champions, Columbus Crew, but couldn't do that. But I want to get into something, Andy. Now, you kind of been inquiring about this before the show because, as part of the Dog Chug, Andy, sometimes you don't always know the shenanigans that happen on the Dog Chug X official page.
There we go.
So I got a little saucy on Saturday, and I decided, well, with all these presidential politics going on, I just wanted to ask us a simple question, and it wasn't a question of who do you like better or anything like that. It's just people have seen us. They've seen us on the show, and the question was posed eloquently. Basically, who would be the best U.S. president of the Dog Chug hosts? Okay, so and here's the deal. I felt that the poll, proper in length, got a fairly substantial amount of votes, and Roger came out on top. And Roger's been pulling a lot of Ed lately, being braggadocious, being everything that I used to be. But like I said, when I came back, Andy, I'm here for fun and to make this show great again. But Roger.
Hold on. You're saying the fans went out and nominated out of the four of us, Roger should be president of the United States.
He won the poll. Roger got 40% of the poll. I got 37%. You and Ross didn't do as good, but I don't want to talk about that. But here's the deal. He won by one vote. When we break it down, Roger beat me by one vote. And I have a top. Yes, and I have a top 10, Andy. And I have a top 10. Because you know what? No, they love the drama, but you know what? The top 10 will expose the truth, Andy. So without further ado, Ed's off-season top 10, which Roger made me do. So, look, they're getting worse, but luckily the season is getting ready to start.
All right, we're getting the worst stuff out of the way up front.
Yes. And it starts now. All right. These are my top 10 reasons why Roger won the Dog Chug poll. Who would make the best U.S. president? Simple as that. Number 10, the geriatrics gang rocked the vote. Now we know who they're going to vote for.
They did. Elfman.
Wow. Okay.
Number 9, Andy gives off Al Gore vibes. Now, Al Gore did win the popular vote, so there's your rebuttal right there. He did win the popular vote.
But I didn't win the popular vote.
Well, not this time. Not this time. Number
Andy
8.
actually invented the internet.
That's true. And the lockbox. Number 8, Ross has the same energy as Joe Biden. And shout out to Ross. Shout out. I hear he's got a little bit of COVID, but he wanted to say he endorses me to be Dog Chug producer. Thank you, Ross. Appreciate
he doesn't
that.
just have COVID. He's got long COVID. That's why you haven't seen him in 16 years.
Right.
Oh, yikes. Well, we're praying for you. Number 7, I did not cheat. See, that's the thing about this. Everybody's come out and accusing me of cheating and rigging the polls and everything like that. I did not do that. Guess what? I should have done that. I really should have done that.
And you voted with all 13 of your burners.
See, we'll get into that because it's getting juicy here. Number 6, and this is the juiciest of them all. Roger did cheat by using the official Dog Chug X page to campaign. There's the tweet, the post right there. And as you can see, he's got Elfman involved using that. I think not only should Elfman's vote be disregarded, which would make it a tie. I think Roger should be punished for probably because let's be real, he probably voted for himself. I think the election should be swung in my favor. I'm putting this into contest, and we have to contest this election. So that's where we're at there. But that one's damning. Number 5. Andy, you'll never win the common man vote. You're just not like us, and I don't even know if you know how to change a light bulb. That's just what I hear. That's just what polling says. They like you though.
Change light bulbs.
They do like you. They just don't think you're getting your hands dirty. Number
I've
4.
actually seen Andy change a light bulb for me.
Roger pandered to the Watson Dick Riders and now has to buy them T-shirts. Now this is another complaint I have, just like number 6. Roger, through some posts, it looked like you were doing a little sucking up some Watson Dick Riders, and there was, because you had mentioned you might have to buy some things. So is that? I mean, that's damning. That's damning. Number 3, people are tired of me always winning. And you know what? This one, that's why it was high up there. But number 2 and number 1 trump that. Number 2, Roger has been chugging more. And I think his numbers have gone up. And Andy, you can attest to it. And
Andy wasn't here. I've been chugging in Andy's place, holding down the fort. You're drinking Mountain Dew, for God's sake.
Well, that's true. But we will say one thing. It's Roger. You haven't just volunteered to chug. I think Andy and I, we've kind of made it clear to you, kind of like you're kind of being forced to. So, but you know, you are chugging. I'll give you credit. And the number 1 reason why Roger won the dog chug poll, who would make the best U.S. president, is my family voted for everyone but me. Yeah, so I mean, even if they split the vote, even if they split and gave 1 to Andy, 1 to Ross, and 1 to Roger, I still lose by 1, and that's where it's at right there. And those are the top 10. And thank God the season's going to start soon.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks, Ed. Ed, I still won. Andy, what do you think? Any of his complaints legit?
I heard after that top 10, Ed's polling just went down by 3.
It did.
It did.
Yeah.
Right. 3 people changed their vote. One of them was his kid.
I think I changed my vote too.
Wow, that was great, Ed. Good job.
All right. Good job, Ed. You still lost, Ed.
Congratulations on the cheat. I mean, you're a Michigan fan. He's used to rigging and winning. It's all good.
Well, now Ed,
you're like to beat you if we got to.
You're like a true Ohio team because you lost.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of like an Ed joke right there. I kind of like it, Andy. That's pretty good.
All right. Okay, so I think we're doing something a little different today, right, Roger?
Well, no, just I wrote mine differently. Like, man, I was right up too long, and I got a different little approach to it. So I'm going to go first and you're second, because now there's just 2 of us doing.
You've got a little different approach to what?
Oh, to the dog chug update.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Dog tug update for Roger. Let's hear this. I'm excited.
Yeah, Ed, you got the slides. You ready to go?
Well, that seems to be an issue right now. I'm looking. I'm looking.
Well, in the meantime, Ed, while you're looking for the slides, that's part of the reason why you lost.
Yeah, I don't know if I have them, honestly.
No? Well, we could probably go without them.
Yeah. Say something. Go on a rant, Andy, real quick.
Andy, you know what? We didn't tell anybody about you.
Ed, you got to get more prepared for the show, bud. I mean, this is terrible.
I agree.
Ross just decided to hand over the producer duties while he's.
I see him in there, Ed. Why can't you get him?
I don't know. Maybe I have to import them still. I don't know. Unless you bring up the slides, maybe. I don't know.
All right, there we go.
Well, that's not gonna work.
No, it ain't. All right. Well, we're still working through the difficulties of not having our Ross and Ed. I thought you had these in there, so
I do actually. It's funny. If anybody knows anything about technology, I do have them in the file on my phone. I just don't think I've imported the newer ones since I've updated that. So if anybody out there wants to import the new ones, feel free to do that. Then they would be part of it because they're on my phone right now.
They're right here. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Nuts. See, that's my top 10.
Want me to go?
Because I actually have them after. They actually were before my top 10.
Wow, we've had some shitty shows, but this is taking the crown. Well done.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of us should get president. This should get the turd for worst dog chug. Good job. All right. Well, without the slides, since we don't have them, Roger, feel free to.
All right, we'll still go. And in staying in tune with this election thing, I went political here because I don't do politics. So here we go. Republican presidential nominee, former President Donald Trump's would-be assassin, Thomas Matthew Crook's social media was free of any ideology or political views. His only affiliation to any politician was a membership to the Christy Nome fan club. The Secret Service is under fire, expecting rain. See right there, there'd been a picture of her with a gun massacring a dog. And it was fucking hilarious. All right. Experts ranging, I'm sorry.
It's funnier when you describe the slides, by the way.
The Secret, I'm not going to do every one. Secret Service under fire. Experts ranging from ex-agents all the way up to the former director criticized Trump's extra few minutes on the stage and say it was all serious operational failure by the Secret Service. Procedures and protocols are being heavily scrutinized and reviewed. An immediate change to help agents move quicker, faster, and be more patriotic will be the new mandated uniform requirement, the President Trump affiliated $299 commemorative shoe, making Secret Service footwear great again. On Sunday, President Joe Biden announced he will stand down and not accept his party's nomination. Late Sunday evening, a dog chuck source arrived at the White House to get a statement. Unfortunately, upon arriving, the lights were on and nobody was home. There's a picture of Biden staring into space. Yeah.
We can all imagine that. Oh, my
Thanks, Ed.
It was on my phone. It's in the, I feel so bad.
You could have held your phone up and then just.
With the glare. We tried that before, Andy. It doesn't work.
Would have worked better than.
Tune in next week when Ed's not on the show.
That's all right. I did it to myself.
All right. I do have slides for a couple more updates. This is a little less presidential, a little more sports. But
I did that for Ed.
Let's see here. Okay, we got the old style going on, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow has had it once and for all with all the jokes about him dressing like a Japanese manga goth princess and decided to switch up his look this season to avoid further embarrassment. That's all coming from the dog chug, by the way. He tunes into the dog chug and gets so insecure about us making fun of him that he actually changed up his wardrobe. So how'd the makeover go? Well, fantastic. He now looks like a washed up rapper that only suburban teens from white collar families listen to. Great job not paying your elite receivers, Mike Brown, and instead backing up the Brinks truck to a guy that has less style than the hosts of the dog chug. Oof. That's just after missing. Sorry. This is really hard to do both things at the same time. After missing 3 days of practice due to being ill again, Lamar Jackson.
There he is.
Where was okay. Lamar Jackson returned today to practice, but midway he looked weary and couldn't finish practice. And once again, Dog Chug can report this isn't COVID or a standard case of the flu. He's got the AIDS. Jesus fucking Christ, Lamar. How many glory holes are you up to a day now? Maybe back off that shit a little. Even our quarterback is down to 4 massages a week. And finally, Amari Cooper ended his potential holdout and showed up to camp on time after agreeing to an additional $5 million in incentives this season. Andrew Berry said they're thrilled to have Coop's leadership and production back, and even more thrilled he didn't give in to demands and add additional years to the 30-year-old receiver. And as far as the incentives are concerned, Berry said, don't worry, he'll never hit that shit because we made him impossible. The only way Amari can even sniff that money is if the Dog Chug gets over 20 viewers or Andy takes a stand on social media one way or the other, Roger acts like a grown-up, Ross shows up to back-to-back shows, or if Ed actually says something funny. And that is the Dog Chug update.
All right. That was actually pretty good despite,
this show is
if anybody out there thinks they can produce a show and wants to join us, we can't pay you. But you can DM Ed all day.
Oh, no.
There's a we'll put you in a DM with Ed.
Well, you know what I'm going to. This show can't get any worse. Well, go ahead. Hey, what's up, Mitch Metz?
Mitch Metz, it's your birthday. Do you want your birthday treat to become the new producer of the Dog Chug?
Yep.
Because if so, you're hired.
Money Mitch. Is that Money Mitch?
It is,
man. I haven't seen him. I was drunk one time and he fed me pizza to keep me going.
Well,
Money Mitch was there.
Money Mitch, it's your lucky night. Andy, you know what? You can blame me all
Happy
you want for the
birthday, Money.
debacle. Happy birthday. But you kind of were stumbling too. But hey, Mitchell, happy birthday. This is Ed in Columbus with your dog Chug. Breaking news. LeBron James will be United States flag bearer at the Olympics. LeBron has definitely matured since 2010. He didn't need to sit down with Jim Gray to decide which flag he was going to take while taking his talents to France. I actually have. Yeah, look at this. I had it. Okay. The Cleveland Cavaliers gave forward Evan Mobley a max deal. The 23-year-old will have plenty of money to assist him in staying warm during the cold months in Cleveland. Also, Snowbley should have no problem scoring. Hey now, and if I don't show the slide, I totally ruined it, which for some reason the slides aren't showing the pictures. And finally, the Cleveland Guardians continue to maintain the top spot in the AL Central, but nobody in Cleveland gives a fuck because the Browns training camp is open. And all they care about is a team with the most losses since 2000, a team that hasn't been to the Super Bowl, a team that hasn't won their division since 1989, a team that because of their quarterback, fans can't even make fun of Ben Rapistburger, I guess I just did, or mention towels. How terrible. And this is Ed in Columbus with your dog Chug. Breaking news.
Wow. Well done, Ed.
Where are the slides
well
at? I had the slides. They were beautiful and huge. I did it. I have it. I'm telling you. They're not showing up.
Listen, you were talking shit, but the bottom line is you fucked up Roger's bit. I fucked up my own bit, so it's not as bad. It's not as big of a deal.
Roger's
He's getting me back for winning the poll, Andy. You see what's going on here?
Him. That's not cool.
This is sabotage. He sabotaged me because I won the poll.
You won the poll, but Andy, we talked about this before the show, but I'm just going to come out. I think the audience should know this. Roger's been practically bullying me lately, kind of, and I feel stressed. I'm like, he wants me to do. And I feel the enthusiasm. It's like, it's Kamala crazy right now. His enthusiasm, and you know what, and he gets me going during the day, and it's like I had everything done, and maybe we should have checked it. Because it was nice and it was done. Roger knows it was done, but hey, it don't matter because it's game night and we failed, and maybe like the. Miss that step down for the Secret Service. Maybe one of us needs to resign. It was a colossal failure tonight.
Right. It's been great. Thank you for being part of this.
Yeah.
Are we going to resume that take Ed's seat game again, Andy?
Yeah.
We should, yeah. Maybe We Love Sports will take you back.
All right. Yeah, maybe.
Whoa.
Look at that. See, now I just felt like doing it. I felt before you did it first, I would take care of it myself.
Okay. All right. Ed's just taking himself out. He's not putting the slides up. I mean, it is like you're being run by our Secret Service. Good job. Well done.
You.
Yeah.
Still get a pension.
All right. We have a great guest tonight. Everything's going to go better from here on out. Roger, why don't you bring him in?
Yeah. Just this is Mike, man. Cleveland for life fan. I've just been talking football, Browns sports, and life with the guy. He's got a story, man. He's a great Browns fan. First time on the show. This is the second podcast he ever been on. The first time was for his charity, for his little girl, and a golf outing that's coming up. So without any more from me, let's bring out Mike, man.
Mike, welcome to the Dog Chug.
Hey guys, how you doing? I appreciate the invite here to be on the show. Hey Roger, real quick, congratulations on the nomination here. I think it's clear everyone is ready for some more mean tweets. So congratulations.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Hey, are you a producer? Can you produce podcasts?
I don't know. I can try it. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well,
immediately since you came on the show, the energy has gone way up.
Way up. Yeah.
Already, we got yes.
Great.
Go ahead, Andy.
We should end with the Dog Jug update.
Right.
All right. Well, anyway, the training camp starts tomorrow. This is pretty great. Amari just re-signed. What are your thoughts about the Browns right now? Pretty polarizing team for the most part.
I'm super excited. I don't know about you guys. I mean, we're on training camp eve. Training camp starts tomorrow. The team's fully intact. We have some BS injuries that we're starting the season off with, but again, I'm not worried about it. But overall, I'm thinking we're looking pretty good, and I'm excited, man. I can't wait for the season to get started here.
Hell yes. And Roger is someone that's, a complete non-believer about what Deshaun Watson's going to do. He thinks he's a a joke that he's just he's sold. He's just taking the money and running. He doesn't care anymore. Where are you at with our QB1?
So, look, off the field stuff, I'll say I'm not a Deshaun Watson fan from that end. From a football standpoint, though, I think Deshaun Watson gives us the best chance to win. I've been a Browns fan since '99. Obviously, Rodgers been a fan longer than I have, but still, I've seen a lot of shitty quarterback play throughout these last 20 so years. And I can tell you, dude, that Baltimore game on that second half, I don't care how he started, it's how you finish. I have never seen a Browns quarterback do that. So again, I just think he gives us the best chance to win. He has elite talent, and he's got a ton of weapons around him. So I feel pretty confident. I think this is going to be his breakout year. And I think he's going to lead us to a 13-4 season. So I'm pumped about it.
Love that. I know you mentioned your charity that the last time you were on a podcast. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah. So, and again, I appreciate the plug on this. So I do want to give out a shout out to a local charity that I'm supporting here. It's called Collins Beautiful Today. They are having a golf outing on August 24th at the beautiful Bunker Hill in Medina, Ohio. Tee-off starts at 1 o'clock on the 24th of August. But the charity overall is they help support families of, unfortunately, families that have lost a small children to a disease. My story, a lot of people are familiar with it. I had actually lost my 5-year-old daughter, Peyton, here in March to a brain tumor. And this is one of the foundations that helped me. And you're going through a lot of pain throughout this, and this family kind of helps alleviate some of that cost for those end of life expenses. I couldn't even tell you guys as far as all the stuff that you go through when you're going through that process. But the thing that sucks even more when you find out, hey, my daughter passed away, is now I got to pay a ton of money for a funeral or burial service or headstones. And it's just something that no family should have to go through. And this is a great organization that helps pay for those final expenses, helps you for that, helps kind of put some peace of mind so you can just remember your loved one at the end of the day. So it's a great event. It's actually sponsored by Jim Beam. So it'll be a hell of a time, but it's a great family that runs this organization, and I just can't plug it enough. So Collins Beautiful Today, if you're interested in going to the golf outing, you can register on their website, which is just Collins Beautiful Today, COLLINS, beautifultoday.com. If you can't make the golf outing or you're not a golfer, you can always make donations. Again, it goes to families in needs for a tough time that they're going through. So I'd greatly appreciate anybody that's listening if they'd make a donation or sign up for a Saturday of fun and to support a good cause.
Nice. That sounds like a great, amazing charity. I am not a golfer, but I am a drinker, so maybe I can.
That's all that matters,
And what we're gonna do is Ed's gonna make a clip of that right there, and we're gonna plaster Twitter X with it between now and the 24th for you, and we'll keep it in our Dog Chuck file, and I'll keep putting it out there for you, man.
Absolutely,
we'll make a clip and put it out there. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, but kind of Andy, I know we're in this political time, but we see these people fighting. But here's the thing, that is a great charity. But the more I think about it, when I was hearing the words coming out of your mouth, and I'm saying nobody should ever have to go through what you went through. Nobody. So here's my thinking. As a government, we pay for people to stay on their parents' health care plans up until 26. They call it the but here's the thing. For people that have kids and you're promoting life, and here's the thing. Why don't the government maybe use some of our tax money that we're using for other reasons and automatically just pay for it? It shouldn't be, we shouldn't have to be doing charity. Great. I'm glad they are, but most people don't hear your cause and what you go through, because most people don't have to deal with, and thank God they don't. But for the people that have to go through it, such a traumatic event, the last thing you should ever have to be worrying about is money and finances. And as a country, I just think that both Republicans and Democrats, if you can't agree to that, there's something evil about you. And I'm sorry, my guy. And like I said, but hey, more power to, those charities. And I'm glad, my mom always said this from a young age, St. Jude. She said, if you give to any charity in life, give to St. Jude, because it's for the kids. And if you can't agree on kids, there's something evil and wrong about you. So I hear it's asinine that you have to go through charities and get money. This is ridiculous. I just think it's ridiculous.
Well, it's just everything. People, and it's with old folks that have cancer. People lose everything over medical bills.
But young kids, I just think so innocent about
just
that.
With all of it, and to have, like he said, after all the grieving, and you have to deal with this financial just kicking the fucking chops, man. And you're trying to deal with
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
we will do everything we can to, like I said, we'll make a clip of this, and we'll keep getting it out there until
What
the
we should be
24th.
doing is writing to our
Yeah.
Congress people and making sure that they put, you know what I'm saying, is we really want to get serious about it.
Come on,
Yeah,
Ed,
I like the
they're all
clips.
useless. They're all useless. It's
I don't know. I hate the
The whole
It's just
system's
he's
fucked up, dude.
grandstanding to get some more votes.
No,
I
it's
know.
ridiculous.
He's pondering here.
It's ridiculous. But you know what, though? Maybe.
Hey,
Look, I don't want to win that
they're all-
bad.
hey.
I don't want to win that bad. I want something to be done. Something needs to get done. It's a real issue.
Honestly, like the government should just shut off, get rid of them all, and we'll just bring in an expansion government. We'll start over like the Browns did in '99, and we'll figure it out from that way. You know,
Don't do what the Browns did, though. Whatever expansion the Browns brought back in '99.
Well, yeah, we got
don't go
fucked,
with that model. It's too long. Don't go with that model.
Don't rush back. Yeah. Take
Yeah,
your time.
do it right. Do it right.
All right. So I see you're a Cleveland fan, so I'd assume you're also a Guardians, Indians.
yeah, I'm a big
Mets fan.
Guardians fan. Guardians, it's taken me some time to get used to the name, but yeah, I am a big Guardians fan. Love baseball. I know I talk to Roger all the time in regards to baseball. I used to play baseball. I used to coach baseball from travels teams and stuff. So I'm heavily involved with baseball, but yeah, baseball's always great. I'm really excited about the deadline. We at least need to make a move or two here. I think a starting pitcher, and then at least if we can add a bat. I also wouldn't be against adding an arm in the bullpen too. I think those innings are going to start adding up here come August, September. So we definitely need to add another piece there.
Love it. Let's go. But this has been a very fun season so far, except for
It really has. It's been a fun team. I mean, I've watched baseball my whole life, and I mean, this has been probably one of the best baseball teams here in Cleveland that I've witnessed. They're just fun. They're very energetic.
Absolutely, man.
It's great to watch.
Yes, it does remind me of the 2016 team that kind of heated up right late in the
A little bit it does. We got a little bit more pop in the lineup though, but which is surprising because I literally thought we were going to win 70 games. I think I was arguing with Roger at the beginning of the year. You were telling me about 85 games, and I was like, no, I'm thinking 70, and they were surprising. Really surprised me.
My original was an 88 win. I changed it like last minute. But yeah.
It's the wind tunnels they did at the ballpark.
Hey,
they got rid of
I'll
those.
take
Hey, I'm
it.
telling you, there's something to be said. Good for them. Hey, use that analytics and realize your team needs some more pop with their bat. And you're going to, if you have to do it with the friendly confines of what you got as a stadium, hey, look, they got to get the blue seats in there anyways next year. So, hey, whatever you got to do.
Well, they did it the right way. They added a bar. I mean, if you're going to make any
did.
reconstruction, just add a bar to it. And Ed,
You know what's
Juan is at home run number 10. Keep in mind, he's got two more.
I
till
cannot wait till I'm right. I'm taking victory laps. And you know what? Everybody can say I'm taking a victory lap because of myself. And yes, I am. But here's the thing. When Quan does good, all of Cleveland can celebrate. And I knew this guy had just pop in his bat. Even last year, he puts good wood on it. He nice contact. And all he's got to do is elevate that little swing angle. Home runs, especially what they did with the ballpark this year at Progressive Field. I love it. Love it.
Ed, you did make that prediction, and you've only reminded us 7,400.
As it gets closer, I'm telling you.
You know what else is amazing? The sellouts and the crowd this year.
Yep.
The people are going down to the ballpark. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. People are showing up, and I'll tell you what. I said this. Everybody was freaking out the other day after we lost 3 in a row. We haven't lost 4 in a row all year. We lost 3 in a row, and they ended it. But we were sitting at. We needed. We're 60 games left in the season. And all we needed to do was go 30-30, and we finished 91-71.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great ride, man. It's going to be a great pennant chase or race. Actually, we're not chasing it. It's a race to the pennant now. For us.
Absolutely.
So
can I add something to that? Can I add something to that real quick, Roger? It's guys on Twitter like. There's 162 games in baseball. Like you can't watch baseball like it's a Brown Sunday. Like it's not every week. Like we're watching multiple.
Chuck, shout out
to
Chuck because we know Chuck does.
If we lose a game, just calm down. It's okay. That's part of the process.
Well, we know a guy. If you watch the dog Chuck who comes on Chuck's corner.
You have to watch baseball in like blocks, and I watch it in blocks. Road series, away, and just chunks. All right, we need to take 7 of these next 13 games. Things like that, and break it down into, you know what I mean? And that's how you have to watch baseball. Poor Chuck.
If we beat the Tigers tomorrow and beat them 3 straight, Andy, is Chuck streaking? How happy is Chuck? We know Chuck can get low. How high is Chuck right now if we beat him tomorrow?
He doesn't really go high, though. It's only low.
Yeah.
This is the good news for Guardians X. The good news for Guardians X is Brown's training camp started. So all the miserable Browns fans that want them to win every night will go over and, harass Mary Kay, and fight amongst themselves on Browns Twitter, and then we can enjoy baseball.
Well, and hopefully the timeline gets cleaned up at that point in time too. I'm so sick of the political stuff.
It does.
I can't get rid of it. It's insane.
It's only going to get worse. Roger, I do agree that like the crowd's been amazing, but one of the negatives to the crowd being amazing is that there are a lot of people that just don't understand baseball that are commenting baseball, and I think they're more annoying to me than politics, because we lose like 2 games in a row and they're acting like I don't know, this team is cursed or awful or whatever. It's so annoying. Stop whining on Twitter about a 162 season game. Just don't do it.
We need more Rodgers in the stands. We need the older
Yeah.
gentlemen with the scorebooks, tracking the day they used to back in the day. You'd watch the games, you'd have a bunch of old guys in there with the scorebooks just doing their own thing. That's right. We need to go back to the old times with baseball. Yeah,
and this is a team that doesn't have that, like, we don't have a huge expectation going in. So they're lighting it up. So, I mean, they're allowed to be human for like 2 weeks without us freaking out. So shut the fuck up.
I just hope the front office doesn't, like, Andy, when you say such statements like that, and I'm not saying you're not right, but when you say that the expectations going into the season, I hope the Dolans don't read into that, because as owners, the expectations have to change. And I would to Mike's point, we have to get.
We're not. Hopefully, ownership's doing everything they're doing.
I know, but sometimes I feel
talking about the entitled.
No, I get it.
That act like, oh, we lost a game. Now I get
no, that's fair.
Shut the fuck up.
I know, but I just feel like sometimes I feel like when you say statements, and you're right, I do feel like going into the season, nobody expected us to be 61-4. I get it. I totally get that. All I'm saying is at the deadline, I don't want to just make one move. I want to make 2 or 3 moves. Like, we need to go all in.
Every team in baseball has a shitty couple weeks. It happens. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. And the Guardians, they don't have the greatest pitching, and their bullpen has been overworked. So this was bound to happen, but it's okay. So stop freaking out. Hopefully the ownership recognizes.
But if they don't make a move, then you should freak out, because I think the dam's
I would agree on that. If they do not make a move, I'm going to be.
I think the dam's going to break. They're going to run out of gas.
Making a move.
They will. They're going to make a move. It's already been said that they're one of the most active teams inquiring about players. The Guardians are going to make a move, and I think you see a lot. What they're doing right now is sorting out. All right, who's staying and who's going. And when you see this lineup every night, they're going to make some moves. Now it's going to be for people that are controllable players. Look at Bo Bichette, shortstop in Toronto. He's only 26, 27 years old. That's the kind of ball players are going to go
on the 10-day with a strained calf, though. So he's out. This is his third time this year with a calf injury.
What? Cal Quantrill be back. Something like that, a move like that. They're going to make moves up. And the guy we faced tonight for, Detroit. The names, me, I can't come up with a name, but he's our
baseball expert on the show too. Doesn't know names, but he's our baseball expert.
What I'm thinking off the top of my head, when it's not playing,
no worries.
All right, so we're gonna go get a guy that we don't know who messages. He is.
He knows a guy. A lot of guys on this show. A lot of guys.
Real quick, I think that's one of the things I like about our manager the most is that as fun as the season has been and as great as they've been playing, he has been putting different lineups out there. He has been really open to the idea of figuring out who can play. I think the front office and the manager are very in line on that, and it puts them in a position now they can make moves to get what they need, and they know what they have. So, this is as good as I think we could hope for at this point in the season. So let's hope it continues.
And my point actually was more that they're going to get guys that are going to control, because this is just the beginning of a 3-year run that they want to, approach. They're not going to push all in like the Mets do or the Yankees or the Padres would for one guy. You know what I mean? It's going to be moves that are sustainable and that will help this team down the road.
It's sort of the opposite of 2016 when they kind of put all their chips in, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. They went and got Miller, but because
for 2 years.
You know why? Because the core was older than what was originally thought, because the Swisher and Bourne deal blew up. those were the veterans that were supposed to take that young Cora Lindor and
Ohio.
Jose and all that. That blew up, and they went out and got Rajay, they got Marlon Bird, they got Napoli, and they got
They had
right,
a
Uribe. And they had to start from scratch so they could catch up. And they went out and got Miller, but they traded away their top prospect, Clint Frazier. So hey, I'm coming up with names now, Ed, because I'm on a roll, baby. I got 2 beers in me. That's why.
And to that point, Roger, to that point, for all the people on Twitter that are so hungry about these prospects and how we can't get rid of them, where's Clint Frazier now?
Exactly. I was just about to say that.
Right.
What is
Clint Frazier done? Nothing.
Exactly.
What's he done? Nothing.
Give me a World Series over Clint Frazier career.
And the list is both balanced. The list is balanced. It's a 50-50. You know what I mean? I think, but they got an idea of who's staying and who's going. And, I don't think Brendan's long for this roster. He played tonight. There's just think they're going to make moves. So,
all right. Well, we got the trade deadline coming up. Looking forward to that. But meanwhile, we have a little game we like to play called Spit, Sip, Chug.
yes.
So, Mike, I'm sure you've, I'll just describe it. We're going to make a statement. If you strongly agree with the statement, you're going to chug and explain why. If you strongly disagree, you're going to spit and explain why. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're going to sip. And Roger, we are going to let you sip today because you got those names right. So,
and you already rigged the election.
Right?
You already rigged the election.
And I won the election.
Yeah, you're president. So,
Did I get my president music again? Oh,
right. Roger, we're going to start with you, and we're going to go clockwise. So, Amari,
you know what? I want to point something out.
Yes.
When we do this, when you're not here, Ed doesn't start with me, and it's tradition. We always start with me, and Ed doesn't do it. He goes opposite, Andy, of everything you do.
That's why you didn't get the votes, Ed.
No, I think somebody's looking more into it, Roger, but that's fine because you just want to talk about it and gloat. Classic Ed and Columbus move. Touche, my friend.
All right, Roger. Amari Cooper will be a member of the Cleveland Browns next season.
Spitting on that. They gave him all his money this year, and they said, "This is it." Well, they keep getting younger at wide receiver, and I don't know. You already saw the articles today about the Bengal. That's I don't even care what his fucking name is. It's because it's not a baseball player. So, but that. He's already a top name for the Browns next year. I'm like, next year. But yeah, I don't think Amari Cooper will be here because I don't know. They drafted how many wide receivers we drafted? 3 so far. And any of them turn into a 1 yet. So
okay.
So I guess I'm spitting on that. He will not be a Cleveland Brown. Somebody else will be the wide receiver 1 next year.
So we've drafted guys that didn't work out, but one of them are going to replace Amari. I got it. Ed.
I'm also spitting. And you know what? The thing about it is his ass is gone. It gone. Ass gone. But here's the thing. He got his money. He's gonna have a big year this year. Now, I do think say the Browns win the Super Bowl or something, I could see him coming back. But and to Roger's point, yeah, they drafted wide receivers. And to Andy's point, yeah, they all suck. Let's be real. I mean, people are like, oh, they're going to become. No, they're not. None of them's ever going to become a 1. Not in the next 2 to 3 years when you need to. Let's be real. Deshaun Watson's going to need another number 1 next year because you need like Jerry Jeudy and somebody else. So Amari Cooper, he gone, but they will go out and get a big name. T. Higgins was the name you didn't say, Roger, because you didn't want to, and I understand that. So that's the deal. And if it's not T. Higgins, they'll find somebody else. But Amari Cooper's gone, and I think it's out of principle. Where both sides, he got his money this year, and blah blah blah. And I think it's a great relationship. But they do want to get younger, and that's a good thing. And but like I said, win the Super Bowl this year, and I bet you he's back.
All right, Mike.
So I'm gonna sip on that one. Just because I could see it going either way, but I kind of think if you look at the history with Andrew Berry, anytime they've done any of this guaranteed upfront money, where they paid him on the back end of the contract, there's usually an extension that follows. You look at Jerry Jeudy when he got traded to the Browns, they restructured his contract, and then there was an extension that followed. I could see something like that coming with Cooper, maybe another year or 2 being added. Yeah, he's going to be 31 next year. But there's also a bunch of other free agents that'll be in that same class, with T. Higgins being the youngest, but I also don't think they're going to overpay for a guy like T. Higgins. So I will sip and just kind of stay neutral on that one, but I could see an extension.
All right. I'm kind of along the same way, and I don't like sipping, but I think I got to sip here because at the end of the day, who is going to be lining up to give Amari Cooper like number one money when he's a 31-year-old receiver? I don't see that. I think the Browns will value what they have in him. They'll get something done. It'll be a short-term deal. That's what Perry likes to do. And, I don't think any of our guys are going to be ready to take over that spot. I think we're still going to need Amari next year. So I am sipping because I'm kind of in the middle. All right. We move on to statement number 2, and we're going to start with you, Ed.
Okay.
Nick Chubb was placed on the PUP list today, along with 8 other players that have to pass their physicals. He will be on the active roster week 1.
Fuck it, I'm going to chug. Here's why. I would say, obviously, the Browns are so strategic and analytic, and probably for that reason, he might not be because they want to put another player in his place. And I get it with the rosters and stuff like that, but I just think from an emotional standpoint, he is the Batman. He is the heart and soul of the team, which, I call a lot of, people on X, I call him cucks. I see the every day Nick Chubb's coming back, and I always think as a fan, it's just pure cuckery, but as a fan base, you need that cuckery, and it does lift the spirits. And as much as I go against it, and Andy, you know how much I hate it. There's something about it that I don't know. But as a fan base, we need it, and maybe I need it. Maybe I need to feel that nastiness and whatever. But it's part of a fan base is what makes us Browns fans. And so yeah, just from that, could you imagine week 1 he's running, even if he gets the ball 5 times that game or whatever, work him in slowly. But I just think from an emotional standpoint, especially when you're going into the season, I mean, Deshaun's coming back from injury. I mean, DeJuan Jones coming back from injury. I mean, secondary. I mean, just think every position group got decimated by injuries, and they're all coming back, and having Nick Chubb being the leader of a group like that. So yeah, I'm chugging, and I just wanted to chug because I spit last time and I was thirsty. I'm gonna chug again too. I love Nick Chubb. I'm chugging again.
Okay, so Ed just showed he is what he hates.
Yes,
he is the cuck that he battles against on social media. Mike
reared its ugly head tonight.
So I'm going to spit on that one. I think they brought in Deontay Foreman for a reason. I think he is going to be playing the first 4 or 5 weeks, and then Nick Chubb will be back in October, November timeframe. We'll have fresh legs, and we'll dominate and get 1,000 yards here for us. But I will spit for the week 1 turnaround.
All right. We are on the same page. I saw that injury. It won't have been a year. I just don't see he's going to be able to come back from that. I know we think he's Batman and he's lifting like 500 pounds and looks amazing, but that's a lot to ask that he'll be ready to start making cuts in just, what is it, like 7 weeks now? So I'm spitting. Roger.
Oh man, you know what? First, Andy, I want to thank you for not cutting me off at all tonight, man. Last week it was I was getting cut off as I want to go back to over the weekend I spent about 8 hours working on that Dog Chug update, and I watched like from Jane Curtin all the way through Chevy and Norm Macdonald. And I watched all the professionals do an update, and I put hours in, and I timed the site. Anyway, let's get to Nick Chubb.
Where was that going?
I know where it was going. It was a shot at me. I know where it was going. I know.
Oh, really? Was it?
I'm glad that I could sip tonight because you know what, man, I'm sipping on it, but I got to agree with all of you. And getting Nick Chubb in November, fresh, healthy, 100%, 100% confident. Nick Chubb in end of October, first week in November. It's like getting a Hall of Famer like Nick fucking Chubb, man. In November with fresh legs. And when Tyler Huntley is at quarterback and he got Nick Chubb back there,
Here we go.
Running now, and because of our 5th ranked defense, now we're in the hunt again, and we can talk playoffs by in November.
Yeah.
With Huntley and Chubb behind him, and that's what I envision.
All right.
So I'm sipping
Rodgers
on
choosing violence tonight, and I love it.
All right, Mike, we're going to start with you on this one. The Cavs signed Evan Mobley to a max deal. So 2.5 years from now in the 26-27 season, will Evan Mobley, Will Mitchell, and Will Garland, will they all be members of the Cleveland Cavaliers? I'm sorry. They will be members.
Gonna hard spit on that one. I think Garland will potentially be gone. If it's not this year, it'll be next year. So I do think that core four will be split up. But I think it'll be for the betterment of the team. I think it'll end up helping us in the long run. But I do not see that core four staying all together with that. So I will definitely hawk a big loogie on that one.
Wow. Yeah, we are very in sync here. If those three guys are still with the team in the 26-27 season, that means we are like really close to winning championships. I'm not sure I'm that optimistic, although I hope so. So I'm spitting on this one. One of those guys are going to go. They're going to reconfigure. Hopefully they get it right. Roger.
Well, I just put a message into my source because I have no fucking idea. So I guess I'll chug on it because I don't know. So I'll chug it.
All right. Ed.
I don't care about football, let alone basketball right now.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the audience appreciates your in-depth analysis.
Beautiful.
Ed.
I want to make sure that he was done. I mean, that was a lot to take in. Can you repeat the statement, Andy?
So Mobley, Mitchell, and Garland will all be members of this team in the 26-27 season in 2.5 years.
Spitting. But I want to say this. Roger.
Yes.
You say I sabotage your stuff, but Andy, you know me. Would I have fucked up my stuff as well just to get at Roger? No,
Hey,
I would never do
Last
that.
week we had the banner on the bottom with the specific chug statements going across.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roger. So here's the deal. So I'm spitting on that. I do think obviously this season they're going to try to make it work. I think new coach.
We don't have them this week.
We don't. That is true. We don't have them across the bottom. Thanks, Roger. But going back to Kenny Atkinson and Darius Garland, Spider Mitchell, and Evan Mobley, let's be real. Atkinson was brought in because Mobley can be better. Why do we know this? Because Atkinson has a track record in Brooklyn as making the bigs a little bit better, making hopefully a better shooter. Mitchell is just a stud. So there's really just, hey, let studs do what studs do. And then obviously with Garland, I think he got his confidence hurt last year, not only his face, but I know he had a death in his family as well. So there's things that he was overcoming as well. So I think Garland, it was more of his head. I think he'll be back to more of the 2 year ago Garland that we thought, oh my God, this is upcoming. You know, they won the future, that rookie challenge or whatever with Mobley and, Allen or whatever all-star thing. And we're all like, everybody in Cleveland was cucking about it. And I was too. It was pretty cool. They got trophies. So, but not 2.5 years. But maybe if they win a championship, I mean, I could see that. If say they would go out and do something crazy and do. I mean, that's the thing. Even with the Browns or with the Guardians this year, we always talk about it. But it comes to the point this year when your team can, win a lot of games like the Guardians, Cavs, and even Browns are expected to do, you can win the championship. Like, you don't have to always build. In Cleveland, we always think you have to build. Oh, next year we'll make the AFC Championship game, and then the next year we'll go to the Super Bowl. There's teams that just fucking win it. You know what I'm saying? They get on the roll and they just fucking win it. Like the Nationals in 2019. I mean, the Guardians could just fucking win it. The Browns could just win it. I mean, and the Cavs, they're not that. Let's be real. With the right coaching, their team is not as good as Boston, but close. And they gave Boston a better run than most teams do. So, I mean, with injuries by other teams, the Cavs could win it, and that's why I'm spitting, because I don't think they're going to win it.
Wow. Okay.
Well done, Ed.
Sorry.
Ed's going to clip that and put it on Twitter, and he's going to make 17 videos to get the full thing.
It's going to take a while, and I apologize for that. But the beginning of the show was so fucked up, Andy. We fucked up bad.
Well, let's not keep dwelling on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Statement number 4, the last one. The Guardians will pull out of this tough stretch and get back to their winning ways. And I'm chugging on this one. They're in a tough stretch. Every team goes through it. I firmly believe they're going to pull out of this. There's just too many good hitters on this team that are not playing their best right now. They'll get back to what they do. I have a lot of confidence in this team. And then they're going to go bring in some additional talent here at the deadline, which is going to just encourage everybody. So they're going to be just fine. Roger?
I'm chugging on it. They've already have. They're going to win this series. They pulled back into it. And we know the identity of this baseball team. Was it the team that played through April, May, and June up, or was it the team that kind of got a little sluggish, for a couple of weeks, and then, I think the 3 games, and before that we lost it. But, we know our identity as a team that we saw for the first 3 months of the season. We're more than halfway through. There's 59 games left. This team is a team that we saw playing in April, May, and June, and that's what they'll get back to. Like Andy said, they're going to add talent and fill some holes, and it's going to be a hell of a ride. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
Nice. Ed.
Well, shout out to Sherry, and it's good that she came in now instead of
Yeah.
seeing the shit show that was the beginning. So, okay, I'm chugging. It is a long baseball season, 162 games, and the Yankees went through a streak where they lost 14 of 18. I mean, even the NBA's long season, and the Cavs won 18 of 20, and everything was good, and then at the end it wasn't. So, I mean, these seasons are long, relatively, except the NFL, where you got to win every damn game, and that's what's so great about it, kind of. But baseball is one of those where it's a marathon, and the fact that the Guardians hadn't lost 3 straight or whatever like that, or 4 straight. They haven't lost 4, whatever, and they're not going to. Says a lot about why I'm not panicking about them, and I expect big things, and it's fun. And thanks, Sherry, and Pronky Dong. I won't answer your question. I did finally happen to see what you were comparing there, and good stuff right there, like always.
Wow. You are extra focused today, Ed.
You are. Getting a vibe from you.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, so I am also going to chug on that.
It's a clean sweep.
And Roger hit the nail on the head. We know who this team is. We know this is a scrappy bunch. We know they're facing a little bit of adversity right now, but you don't become a championship baseball team without fighting through some of that adversity. And I think right now we're starting to see them pick up the slack. We're going to start seeing them go on a nice little tear here. They're going to push through August, push through September, especially after they add 2 pieces at the deadline. And we're going to roll right through October. I'm very confident in this baseball team, and all day they're definitely going to get back on track.
Yeah,
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, there you go. For all the people panicking on Twitter, you just heard from the smartest guys on the internet that they're going to be fine. So calm down.
You know what really bodes well for them? You know what's going to really serve them well come September, come October baseball, is that the young guys, Quan, they've been there already once, in 2022. Baltimore is the best team in baseball last year, but they were in last place up until last year. They had no playoff experience. They had no important or big game experience, where the Guardians just get tons of it, in 2022 and this year, in the division we're in. Baltimore's in it for the first time this year, feeling some pressure. It's just that playoff experience from 2022 is going to serve this team so well going into October. I'm excited. I can't wait. I think it's because of that why, I don't even care. I haven't read anything about training camp or the Browns. I read one Jacob Roach article. That was it. You know what I mean? I don't care. And I think it's just because the Guardians baseball season is so fun right now. So fun. So
can't deny that. All right. Well, by the way, how was the Jacob Roach article? Was it good?
Always good. Go over at Jacob Roach, Barking Browns. He's coming on our show on August 7th. He's going to be here the week between the first 2 preseason games. The week after the first preseason game, going into the second one. Jacob Roach going to be here on Dog Show from Barking Browns. Are you
going to let Jacob talk football, or are you going to make him talk baseball?
No, I promised him. He asked me that. I'm going to let him talk football. And then I'm trying to get Nick Carnes, but he ghosted me twice already. Make a clip of this, Ed. He ghosted me twice, DM and right there on X. Hey Nick, and ghosted me. So,
are you sure you weren't?
We got Jacob.
Hi, Nick.
Pardon?
Were you? Maybe you got mixed up and you were bullying him instead of one of the other people.
No, I wasn't bullying him. It was in a thread we were talking. That was the last message in the thread. He just go. See, I think he only comes on if you ask.
All right. Well, we'll test that out. We'll see if he responds to you once we get this out there. And that, I think, concludes it with Spit Sip Chug. Excellent work, guys. This is
That was a
like I
great
said, this show just got better and better. And that's what you look for in a show. Just want to do a little bit better than the minute before.
Once Mike came out, everything straightened out.
That's
I told you I'm a
right.
natural, right?
You are natural. So you got the
See,
job.
Ed,
Perfect.
got the job. Bye, Ed.
That's all right. That's,
You were much more succinct than all three of us. So well done.
We'll change it to Mike in Cleveland, all right? So Ed, that way you don't feel left out.
That's fine. That'll work. That'll work. I've got to hit the 2 underscores and we're good to go.
All right. Well, I think that concludes everything we wanted to get to today. Roger, what's your one prediction about training camp? Let's go.
My one prediction about training camp. Thanks, Andy, for hitting me on the spot. It's going to be defensive related. It's going to be that defense is just going to completely dominate the offense. And I already saw the Watson Warriors backing up the excuse truck on X today. Oh, everybody remember, defenses start fast. Remember, we're learning a new playbook. Remember, we have a new offensive coordinator. They're already backing up the excuse truck for them. But my prediction in training camp is this defense is going to be lights out. The star of the season, the star of training camp. And watch out. We have elite talent, all pro talent, I believe, on every level with Delpit this year. He's going to make huge strides. He's going to run that defense. And then you have Koromoa, definitely an all-pro this year. I think he's going to be right there with Parsons as the best linebacker in football. And then you talk about Ward on the outside and Myles Garrett on the front. We have elite talent on every level of this defense. And the depth is ridiculous. So I'm talking football. Trump's dong has jumped in. Then you know what? That's why I don't talk football. Thank Trump's dong.
That's a preference thing. By
the way, you just talked more football than I've heard anyone talk since baseball started. Right.
I'm excited about the defense. I'm excited about the defense of this team. I am. A lot of talent on the defense.
So you'll read a defensive article. You just won't read an article about the offense?
Yeah. Basically.
All right. Okay. Well, Mike, this has been amazing that you came on, and sorry that we were a little without Ross, and it showed more than usual. But you were great, and so much fun having you on. I hope you would like to come back, and you could see that we'll maybe do just a little bit better of a job. I don't know. Hopefully, we'll have Ross back. Everyone, please go check out August 24th, Bunker Hill. Collins, beautiful today. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Go golf, go drink, go donate. It's an amazing cause.
Beam.
Ed is going to try and get his congressman to change the laws so that the government will take care of what
common sense.
But in the meantime, please go out there and support this amazing charity.
Right.
Our
All the
hearts
charities
go out
that
to
help
you.
children and yes,
Like-
their families.
Yes, I have a 5-year-old myself, and I can't even imagine.
Right.
And I
Oof, man,
Right.
your courage and strength just blow me away. Blow me away, Mike.
I do appreciate it. And
I want to do even more. I want to do more than I can possibly do. So we'll get it out there. We'll get the word out there. And
yeah, no, look, I do appreciate it. I mean, honestly, I've shared my story as far as for the last 2 years, everything that we've gone through. Andy, the day everything kind of happened, you were the first tweet that said, "Hey, Mike, I'm praying for your family." So I remember that to this day, 2 years ago. But everybody, you guys, all three of you guys and everybody on Twitter has shown me so much support. And, has just really kind of sent great messages throughout that too. So as you mentioned, come out, support the Collins Beautiful today as far as for the charity golf outing. August 24th is a beautiful Bunker Hill in Medina, Ohio. I appreciate you guys allowing me to come out here. This was a fun time. I really had a good conversations with you guys. And yeah, I mean, I'd always welcome to come back as well. So I appreciate the invite here.
you're like one of our, in a while, first-time guests. We like to bring in guests that have been with us and become part of our family and just join us throughout the season, in the off season next year. And I'll be sending you you're welcome anytime. You're
Awesome.
in, you're great. We'll get you in here. I hate looking for guests, man. So I have a nice. I'm adding you to my. I do, man. I've been doing it for coming up on 4 seasons, looking for guests.
Well, usually it's
So,
because we have blackmail on people. They come back. They don't come. They come back kicking and screaming. They don't want to come back, but we got a little dirt on them, and we get them back. That's how we roll.
we have a good group of people that return to the show all the time. We're going to add you to it, Mike. I had a great time tonight. I love meeting you in person. Where you at? You in Cleveland, local? I never even.
Yeah,
You're
so I
in
live in
local Cleveland?
Macedonia, so I'm not too far from
Oh,
you.
yeah,
but
you're right down the road from me here,
right
man.
over there, dude.
Yeah.
If you ever want to grab a beer, let me
Do
know.
we talk? Yes, you're right. Baseball. Well, you got to be out at Portage Lakes then on the second week for the Jacksonville game. Come out, and Andy's going to let you drive to Cyberdog.
Perfect.
All right. So with that, go Browns tomorrow. Let's have a good training camp, please, and go Guardians. Let's end the
Go
season
Guards,
strong
yeah.
and drink them if you got them. That's what I say.
Salute.